Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min syururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudhillalah wa may yudlilhu fala hadiyalah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim wa barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli, amma ba'. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be misguided for him. Whoever been misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness there's no God worthy to worship except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad, His messenger and His servant. O Allah, give good prayers upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. Give good prayers upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. Bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Very most worthy of praises and most exalted in glory. Today, inshallah, we'll continue. We'll continue our 50 rules, 50 Quranic rules on soul and life. And we arrived last week at the 35th rule. That is actually from the saying of Allah, from Surah Al-Baqarah. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. Ashraf. فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. And when your servant, my servant asks you, O Muhammad, about me, فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ, then I am, say to them that I am near. That is the ayah of 186 of Surah Al-Baqarah. That we mentioned it before. This is a rule or an ayah actually come while Allah Ta'ala telling us the rule about fasting in Ramadan. The ayah about fasting in Ramadan is actually 5 ayah, 183 to 87. 187. But while talking about the ruling about fasting in Ramadan, suddenly Allah Ta'ala put there in between the ruling about fasting, about dua, about supplication to Allah. And when my servant asks you about me, then answer to them, I am so near. I am so near. Ujibu da'watad da'i idza da'an. I answer the calling of whoever call, the caller when he called me. فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي. Then they must ask for my answer. They must believe in me. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. So when we talk about this, we went into around six things that is actually related to this ayah, the dua, that can be said that guidance of this ayah, the guidance of this ayah. That's really that when we said about it, that in the Quran, the verse that started with yas'alunaka or sa'alaka came in the Quran 14 times. We mentioned it before. Whoever want to know about it can return to the video in our YouTube channel of Al-Khadim. Inshallah, that's there. We mentioned it one by one. Where is it? The 14. And all of it came with the saying of Allah, Faqul. Yas'alunaka. They ask you, O Muhammad, then say to them. Say. Then say to them, Faqul. Allah Ta'ala always put there. Except here, in this ayah, Allah Ta'ala didn't put it there. Say to them. Because the rule that Allah Ta'ala give us, the codes, is actually وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي أَنِّي, supposed to be, say to them, I am near. But Allah Ta'ala suddenly just put it there, the answer, when my servant asks you about me, I am near. Verily, indeed I am near. Without saying that, oh Muhammad, say to them. This didn't put it there. He said, then why he didn't put there? It's as if saying that if the word fakul, or say to them, will make the answer will be delayed. When if they ask you about me, I am near. So Allah Ta'ala didn't put there, say to them that I am near. Is to make a sign that Allah Ta'ala is really near to us. Delaying to tell them by saying kul is actually delaying to about the separation between the servant and Allah. The second one, when you say Allah Ta'ala said ibadi, my servants, my servant ask you, wa idza salaka ibadi, my servant. It is actually a sign that Allah Ta'ala is so loving towards his servant. He didn't say he's my servant, so he attached the servant to himself, showing that he is really taking care about them. The third one, when Allah said, Inni qarib, I am near, I am really near, that is actually is saying about that Allah Ta'ala is really near. And this nearness is actually a special nearness between the servant who worship Allah and praying to Allah, supplicating to Allah, that Allah Ta'ala is really near to him. The servant that doesn't worship Allah, doesn't ask Allah anything, they are far from Allah. So the nearness is special nearness. Special nearness that Allah Ta'ala will give whoever actually worshipping him and supplicating towards him. And it's actually for us to become more active about asking Allah. The fourth one, the last one that we mentioned, the fourth one, that's actually the saying about ujibu da'wata da'i. I answer. Allah Ta'ala said, I answer. It's actually showing about the power of Allah. The power of Allah. And also the perfectness of his hearing. Making this, that he really can answer us anytime he want. Ujibu. And the fifth one, when Allah said, Idha da'ani, it's actually showing that the servant who pray to Allah, they must have the presence of their heart during supplication. When he call me, Idha da'ani, when he call me. So Allah Ta'ala want us, even it's actually one of the condition for our supplication to be answered by Allah, is our heart must be present during our supplication, not thinking of other things. When you think only about your supplication and only about Allah, then only is one of the condition that we make your supplication be answered by Allah. Okay, so that is the last one. So number 6 actually there is wrong, because number 4 continuously 2 times. It's actually number 6. He said here, wa min hidayati hadhil qa'idati wa dalalatiha, and from among the guidance of this rule, wa idza sa'alaka ibadi anni fa inni qarib, that is the rule. When my servant asks you about me, then I am so near. I am so near. From among the guidance of this rule, and is meaning, anna Allah Ta'ala, that Allah, the Most High, yujibu da'watad da'i idza da'ah, that Allah Ta'ala will answer the calling of a caller when he call upon Allah. But you have to know that wala yulzamu min dhalika an yujiba mas'alata, but it's not a must that he is actually, it will answer directly what the servant asks. Because like when it came in the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, because Allah Ta'ala will give answer towards our supplication in 3 ways. The first way it mentioned here, لِأَنَّهُ تَعَالَى قَدْ يُؤَخِّرُ إِجَابَةَ الْمَسْأَلَةِ, because He, the Most High, Allah, may delay the answer of the dua, whatever being asked by the servant. Why? Why He delayed? لِيَزْدَادَ الدَّاعِي تَضَرُّعًا إِلَى اللَّهِ, so that the servant will become more eager to supplicate to Allah. وَإِلْحَاهًا فِي الدُّعَاء, and also to make sure that he will have perseverance and will making really feeling that he wanted what he asked. Because things that when you get things so easily, you will not think about it always. And sometimes our mouth to say, "Oh Allah, help me," will not be every day. Even though you know that when you go out from your house, you actually being told to supplicate to Allah. Bismillah, tawakkal to Allah, wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah. You have to say Bismillah, but in the name of Allah, tawakkal to Allah, I rely myself to Allah, wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah. And there's no way, there's no strength except with Allah. And when you ride your car, you ride, you have to supplicate more. Each supplication that you do, each supplication that we do actually every day, is actually things that is sometimes, because it's continuously being done, you don't have really thinking about just it passed by your mouth, and you're not listening and really thinking about the meaning. Not really thinking about the meaning. By the time, if Allah Ta'ala makes something difficult upon you, your supplication is really will focus to Allah. People who actually every day have health, it's a good thing to have health every day. Become a healthy person, not being sick is good. But sometimes, because your health is there always, you may forget to thank Allah, showing gratitude, using your health for goodness, or ask more from Allah the things about relating to your health. Because you know that even if you get health, you must make sure that your health is actually will be continuously like that. That's why when you relate to this meaning, you already get the guidance to become a Muslim, to have an iman. But always inside your prayer, 17 times daily, you will say in your prayer, in your salat, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Show us, oh Allah, show us the straight path. It is saying that some people will say, you already as a Muslim, why should you ask more? Because Allah Ta'ala, like been said before, He liked His servant to always asking Him. Always asking and asking Him continuously. He really liked that. Even from in the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man lam yas'alillah yaghdab alayh." Whoever don't ask Allah, didn't ask Allah, Allah will be angry towards him. We will be angry for a person always asking us. Allah the opposite. You don't ask Him, He will be angry at you. So sometimes He delayed whatever you want to make sure that your mouth will continuously, oh Allah, today you remember, tomorrow you remember. Like sickness, if you happen to be sick, your mouth will always say, oh Allah, oh Allah. While you are healthy, no Allah. Anything else you will remember, my Shopee, my everything. I want to go to shopping, I want to go to eat. But you don't remember Allah Ta'ala always. Sometimes the delay have its purpose. Because Allah love you, then He want to listen from you, your voice, for asking Him always. Okay, that's the first one. فَيَكْوَ بِذَلِكَ إِيمَانُهُ, then will become strengthened by that, his iman. The belief will become more strengthened, because the more you ask from Allah, the more you rely upon Him, the more feeling inside your heart will be there. Sometimes, like, I don't know, in Malaysia, if you really think about it, people will be frightened by ghosts and everything from their small young age, being told by the mother. Sometimes the mother and the father doesn't want to run after the child. The child went into a room, a dark room. They're afraid something will happen to the child. They don't want to get up. So they start to say, what is there? What is there? So the child will start, wait, what is there? Sometimes the thing that you build up, you build up the belief in the child until at old age, the frightened about ghosts and everything is become so intense inside his heart. I met somebody before, relative to the ambassador of Malaysia. They are not young. They are not young. All pensioners, relative to the ambassador. So the ambassador went to Jeddah or Riyadh to be treat for his heart. So he asked me to accompany his relative. So I went there. I'll be there late after my classes and everything. So those couple in 60s or in 60s of their age will not enter the house until I come. They're so afraid about that. So afraid about ghosts. They don't enter the house until I come in the evening after Asar. They are waiting at the guard house. They will not enter the house. Even the key, everything is with them. Because it's like I said, the belief or the fright inside your heart, if continuously being given to you daily, monthly, watching movies, horror movies and everything, you start to have that feeling. Afraid about something that you don't really know. So it being heightened by whatever you hear, whatever you see inside the movie, it will make something about you. When I was there in Yemen, my friend, I went to his village. They are staying at the mountain, at the Mount Hill, beside the hill. It's really maybe like the people here like to build their house by the hill. So except that their houses is so far away between one to another. My friend's house, from his house, if you want to go to pray Jumu'ah, you have to climb 20 minutes to the top, to the middle of the mountains. And you want to go to another to meet somebody, you have to climb another path. We actually not accustomed to that daily life. We met somebody, an uncle, a grandfather, an old man. He is actually going up and down every day to send his grandchild to the school and get up to his house, and then to take the child and went back. We went there to the top of the mountain. You feel that our chest going to burst, and we are young because we don't accustomed to that. So anyway, the thing that my friend has a younger brother. When he, at that time, I think around 6 or 5 years old, at the night, just with a torchlight, he went to the top of the mountain and come back, doesn't afraid about everything. Doesn't afraid about the ghost or that. No. The thing that he afraid is dogs. Dogs is really a physical thing. Spiritual thing, no. So when we see about the thing that you always put inside the mind of a child or yourself will making you to be frightened about something that is not there. Afraid of something that is not there. And start to feel somebody is watching you. Likewise, if you always, oh Allah, every day, you will start to have the connection with Him. Because always asking Him. Sometimes when my nephew, he have a son. This son never been taught afraid about ghosts. So sometimes the uncle start to turn off the light and everything, making him afraid. You know what he said? I have Allah. A small child will say, I have Allah. Because you don't teach them. If you teach them, Allah will always give you. Allah will always supplicate to Allah. Allah Ta'ala will help you. They start to be developed inside the heart. Likewise, when Allah Ta'ala stall your desire, what you ask from Allah, Allah Ta'ala didn't give you just like that, will make you to always thinking about Him, always asking Him when will the help from Him will come to you. That is actually what when Allah Ta'ala make it delay. Or yadakhirahu lahu yawmal qiyamati. Or Allah Ta'ala will save your supplication for you in the last day. Not means that He's not giving you here, but He will give you something else there as a substitute. And whatever being given to you in the last day is more, million times better than whatever being given to you in this world. You have to have that belief. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, La mawdi'u sawti ahadikum fil jannati. Just the diameter, you have a cane. The diameter of your cane, maybe it's like that. Your place, the Prophet said, the diameter, the place of your cane inside the paradise is better than anything in this world and whatever inside it. La mawdi sawti ahadikum fil jannati. If you have this, it's big. You have a house, 100 square feet, 1,000 square feet, big. The Prophet just mentioning about the place for your cane is only like this. The place inside the paradise for you is like this. Better than whatever in this world and whatever inside it. Inside the world, there is your mother, your father, a good person. Even the Prophet died in this world, inside, in the earth. But the Prophet taught us that the place of your cane inside the paradise, the diameter is like that, like this big place inside the paradise is better, best than whatever the world and whatever inside it. So if you understand it, when Allah Ta'ala stall your desire, didn't give you what you ask. Whatever you ask, not being given to you right away. Then being substituted with whatever in the last day. It is the best. It is the best. Or the third one, أو يدفع عنه من السوء ما هو أعظم فائدة للداعي. Or he prevented from the servant whatever badness that is more beneficial for the prayer. The one to supplicate to Allah, Allah Ta'ala make his prayer preventing bad thing from happening to him. And it is actually, most of the time, more beneficial for you than what you ask. Sometimes you ask from Allah, oh Allah, I want $1 million, 1 million ringgit. You get the 1 million ringgit, but Allah Ta'ala give you to have something. Lost your feet, lost your leg, or lost your eyesight. But you get that, but not prevented from you the badness in this world. So if you've been given choices, get 1 million or losing your eyesight, what will you choose? You choose your eyesight, your hearing, your taste bud. The taste bud on your tongue. You lose that, you eat anything, you don't have any enjoyment. Be given to you 1 million or your taste bud. What do you say? So it means that sometimes things will happen to us. Bad thing can happen to us. But Allah Ta'ala sometimes making the prayer that you pray, the supplication that you supplicate to Allah, not given to you, but making it preventing whatever bad thing will happen to you. That is actually more beneficial for you than you getting whatever you ask. Asking for something, but you don't know, is it good for you or not? Sometimes it's not good for you. Maybe I did share this story before. Some people ask for a big house. Big house. So they feel that that is everything there. I met somebody, they're actually a couple. They married at that time when we met, already married around 8 years. They don't have any children. But before that, they stayed in an apartment, small apartment, having any problem, difficulties, as any husband and wife will have that. But when he moved to a big house, semi-decluster house, a big one, to the 2 stories. 3 months after that, they divorced each other. They separated. So sometimes people will ask, why? You get into you enter a bigger house than your small apartment, but suddenly the separation is there. Maybe you ask for something, but you don't know. Like, okay, when people want to reason to me, I said maybe when you are staying in a small apartment, you know, if any quarrel happen between husband and wife, the husband sulking at the living room, the wife want to go to the kitchen, they will meet the eyes each other. The wife will pass and turn away. And the husband, you know, they will pass because the place is so small. Passing each other. Even though they are angry towards each other, they will pass each other. Sometimes this thing will make the love or the care between them to spark again. That's why when Allah Ta'ala told us about when a person, a man divorcing his wife, they must stay for 3 menstrual period of the woman in the same house, not to send the wife away. In our culture, in Malay culture, they will send the wife to the in-laws house, to the house of the parent of the wife. It's so wrong. They must stay inside the house for at least 3 menstrual period. Why? Allah Ta'ala said in the ayah in Surah Al-Talaq, verse number 2, لَعَلَّ اللَّهَ يُحْدِثُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ أَمْرًا. Maybe Allah will make something happen after that. It's happening. Some people are just staying like that, there's a spark. Or the husband put the wife and he run away to hotel or any place else. You just stay there, I will pay. But it's actually the opposite of what been told by Allah, for them to stay together. Maybe they will rethink about what happened. So I said, when they were 8 years without children, staying in that apartment, you know, quarreling, everything happened, but still meeting their eyes. So maybe it's spark again. But this time, bigger house, the husband will stay at the second floor, the first floor, the ground floor. The wife will be stay at the first floor. And the bathroom is so many. You know, if bathroom is only one, you will meet each other. You will meet each other. Or the closet is just one. But a big house, one particular section is just for the shoes. One particular section just for the handbag. One particular section for the clothes. So the husband will not meeting the wife. The husband will have a place just for him in another section. So they will not meeting each other. So sometimes you ask something from Allah, be careful. It's not wrong for you to ask the best, whatever you want. But careful about in this world, because you don't know what is good for you. Allah knowing. That's why when you ask from Allah anything, Allah Ta'ala will not give you directly. Sometimes He will delay, sometimes He will preserve or safekeeping the supplication for the last day, or sometimes He will prevent from you badness that will happen to you, because of the dua. We will stop the badness from happening to you. So when you know about this, he said here, وَهَذَا وَالسِّرْ, and it is actually the secret. Wallahu alam, Allah Ta'ala knows best. Fi qawlihi, in the saying of Allah, ujibu da'watad da'i. You know, Allah Ta'ala say, I answer the calling of the caller when he called me. He didn't say that I will stall. No, he said I answer. But the way he answered the prayer, the supplication, is belong to him. On his term. You know what? Like my friend told a story about Makcik Tapai. You know about the story of Makcik Tapai. You know the story of Makcik Tapai? Okay. It's actually happened in Terengganu. My friend told me the story about a woman, a single mother. Actually, she making tapai. The I say in English. I don't know ferment. No, not ferment. It's sweet. Tapai is so sweet. Actually, the sweetness didn't came from a sugar, any sugar. They cook the rice, the gluten-free rice, or the tapioca, and after that, after it's cooled down, they will put some kind of fungi, ragi. The fungi will actually break down the sugar, and you will taste the sugar after that. The sugar is from the carbohydrate. So this makcik is always taking her tapai to the market. Happened one time, the tapai didn't finish yet, develop. Not yet become sweet. But she went to the market because her expenses, weekly expenses, is from that selling. So she went anyway. She went to the market, supplicating to Allah. Oh Allah, I need the money. Please make my tapai to be ready when I went to the market. So she supplicate. And she is actually a woman that is actually taking care of her prayers. All the prayers, the salat. She always taking care about it. So she was hoping because of that, Allah Ta'ala will answer her call. From the starting of the market, people came asking, makcik, you have tapai? I want to buy. He said, the problem is the tapai is not ready yet. I have tapai, but the tapai is not ready yet. So people went away. So until the end of the market, she feel disappointed. She's looking every time, hoping that Allah Ta'ala will make a miracle thing happen. Then the tapai will ready to be sold. You don't know. Allahu A'lam. So she thinking about that. So suddenly at the end of the market, she want to go back. A man came to him. A young man came to him and asked, makcik, do you have tapai? He said, yes, I have tapai, but it's not ready yet. I came to buy not ready yet tapai. Because if he bought the ready-made tapai, by the time he's traveling, maybe it's already become liquor, become intoxicating. Because when the sweetness is there, it's not intoxicating yet. But after it becomes sour, that is actually become intoxicating. So she get to sell her tapai, she get the money, but not by magic, like she thought. A person came to her and bought it. Her prayer means a supplication being answered, but not the way she want, but the way Allah want. She get the money, she get her expenses, her tapai being sold, but not the way she want. Because the means is not for her, or for the tapai to become ready miraculously. Miraculously is there. I know. Allah Ta'ala make her to get whatever He asks, her needs, but really by the way that Allah Ta'ala want. So think about that. When you ask something from Allah, careful about whatever you ask. Don't feel that Allah Ta'ala don't want to give you. Don't have that feeling. Always be positive with Allah. When Allah Ta'ala delaying it, He knows best. You are not the one that knowing everything. Allah is the one that knowing everything. So be careful to have that feeling. Because that feeling will become a bad impression inside yourself about Allah. You have a bad feeling about Allah is not good. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah Ta'ala said, Ana inda dhanni abdi bi. I am as my servant think about me. If you feel good, then I will be good to him. Because you should not be having bad impression about Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Because He's most loving. He created you. He giving you everything. So why He delaying something? You have to believe in Him more than you believe in your needs. Number 7, is it here? وَتَاجُ هَذِهِ اللَّطَائِفِ الْمُتَّصِلَةِ بِهَذِهِ الْقَاعِدَةِ. And the crown of these secrets that relating to this rule, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي أَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. the crown from this is actually min qawa'idil ibadati. If among the pillars of worship towards Allah. The pillars of worship towards Allah. The Allah said, wa idha sa'alaka ibadi anni. And when my servant ask you about me, fa inni qarib, indeed I am so near. Ujibu da'watad da'i idha da'an. I answer the calling of the caller when he called me. Annaka talhadhu fiha sirran min asrari adamati hadha din. You will look carefully in that ayah, in that rule. You will surely see a secret from among the secret of the greatness of this religion. Wahwa at-tawheed. Actually, to proclaim the oneness of Allah. The oneness of Allah. Fahada rabbuka. This is your Lord. Ayyuhal mu'min. Oh, you have belief. Wahwa malikul muluk. He is the king among the king. Nobody is more eligible to become king than him. To own everything. Because whatever the human king have for him themselves, they are not more superior than others. You know, a king will sick. When he becomes sick, he will go to the hospital. A king will come to the mosque to pray. He come to pray, there is an imam there. He has to follow the imam. He cannot ever, like we said, to do everything by himself. Only the people elected him to become the king. That is the only thing. Other than that, his strength, his wiseness is not more than the other humankind. It's the same. Well, Al-Qahhar Al-Jabbar, the most powerful, the most omnipotent, the most almighty. Alladhi la yashbihu mulkahu mulkun. That is actually not comparable. His kingdom, other kingdom. Nobody can compare. This is the kingdom of Allah, this kingdom of my king. No. Wala sultanuhu sultanun. And also his authority with any other authority is not comparable. La tahtaju idha aratta du'aahu ila mawa'id. You don't need when you ask him your supplication to have a schedule. You know, schedule? Appointment. You want to meet the king, you have to have an appointment. The minister, you have an appointment. But to him, you don't have any appointment. Anytime, anywhere. Anytime, anywhere. However you are. Wala ila udunat. And doesn't also you need for permissions. No permissions of the secretary, permission of the police, permission of the... No, you don't have that. Wala shay'an min dhalika, and nothing among that. Innama huwa, the only thing that you have to do is, a servant have to do, raf'un liyadain, lift out your hand. About lifting out your hand, like being said before, is actually from among the sunnah taught by the Prophet. To lift out your hand, to pray to Allah, oh Allah, lift out your hand, is among the sunnah. Even when you learn the sciences of hadith, when they want to give you an example, hadith mutawatir makna. Hadith that is actually mutawatir, but not from the words, but for the meaning. The meaning of the hadith is actually like equivalent to the status of Al-Quran. Like the Quran, many from many. It's impossible to wrongly be understood and impossible to be lied upon. Nobody can lie you because everybody is the Quran. Nobody can say no. Everything is there, many upon many. So when you talk about hadith also, some of hadith have that same values, same value from many. Like the hadith, man kadhaba alayhi muta'ammidan falyatabawa maq'adahu minan nar. Whoever lie upon my name intentionally, then prepare for his place in the hellfire. That is hadith is more than 10 of the Sahaba. So this hadith about supplicating to Allah to lift out your hand is being done by the Prophet in many occasions, but not every day. Not every day, like entering the bathroom, entering the toilet. You don't have to lift out your hand. Allahumma inni a'udzubika min khubuthi al-khaba'ith. No, you don't have to. Even after going out from the toilet, ghufranak, you don't have to. Or after your wudu, you don't have to. Just say the words. You just say the supplication that is being taught to you by the Prophet ﷺ. You don't have to lift out your hand. But the Prophet did lift out his hand, like during asking for rain, asking rain from Allah, he lift out his hand. And in war, before the starting of the war, he lift out his hand. So he did lift up his hand in many occasions, but not every day. Maybe, wallahu alam, maybe for you, in doing this, if normal supplication, things that you not really needing it at that time, maybe you can just, oh Allah, just like that. But maybe if you really need that things, you must get the help at that time, at that moment. Then lifting up your hand for special occasion like that is actually better to make differences. Your normal supplication and your supplication in dire situation, you lift out your hand. So that we said, no king is like Allah. No kingdom is like the kingdom of Allah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't make you have an appointment. Make appointment, then come to me. Or any permission. No. The only thing that you have to do, if lift out your hand, maqal bin sadiqin, with true heart. Wa tas'alu hajatika, and you ask your needs. Whatever you need, ask him. Kama qala Bakar bin Abdillah al-Muzani, has been said by Bakar bin Abdillah al-Muzani, is one of the Sadat tabi'in, one of the people that learn the religion from the Sahaba. Whoever met the Prophet, become a believers and die as a believer, is called Sahaba. Whoever didn't met the Prophet, met the people that met the Prophet, is called Tabi'in. Tabi'in. And this guy, Bakar bin Abdullah al-Muzani, among the chief of the Tabi'in, he said, Man mithluka ya ibn Adam, who is like you, O the son of Adam? Who is like you? Khalli bainaka wa bainal mihrab tadkhulu minhu in syi'ta ala rabbik. Khuliya bainaka is being open between you and the mihrab, the place for you to come. Tadkhulu minhu, you can enter. Idha syi'ta, anytime to your Lord. Anytime. You know, nobody is like you. Your position with your Lord, nobody is like that. It is being open for you, being left out for you to enter anytime you want to your Lord. وَلَيْسَ بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ حِجَابٌ وَلَا تُرْجُمَانٌ, and there's none between you and him, any veil, nor any translator. No translator for between you and him, and no veil. So, like if you want to ask something, like you want to write letters to the Saudi embassy, you want to ask for visas to go to do Hajj, you have to write it in Arabic. You want to send letters to the embassy of America, you have to write it in English. But to Allah, whatever language you have, you are a Jawa person, Banjar person, Chinese, English, no, any race you are, just supplicate to him. Never he asks for you, you want to come to me, go to that guy. Like these days when you listen, people actually lifting up the name, that this is the saint, this guy is the saint. You know, like telling people, you want to go to Allah, you want to ask something to Allah, go to this guy. It's so wrong. Allah never ever made you to do that. Even the Prophet himself, when he was alive, yes, the companion came to him and asked him for solution for their problems. And some of them, really, the Prophet did supplicate to Allah for them. And others, and most of them, the Prophet will tell them to do like this and this. Like Uthman bin Abil As al-Thaqafi. He's actually Uthman bin Abil As al-Thaqafi. He actually feel sick after embracing Islam. Before he embraced Islam, he is a healthy person. After embracing Islam, start to feel, sick here, pain here. So he came to the Prophet and complained, or we say that, ask the Prophet the solution about that. So the Prophet told him, put your hand on the place that you feel sick and say 3 times, Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah. And say 7 times, A'udhu Billah. Bismillah in the name of Allah, 3 times. And say 7 times, A'udhu Billah. I seek refuge with Allah. Wa kudratihi, and His power. Mimma ajidu wa hadir, from whatever I feel and from whatever I fear. You feel sick, you fear to become, it is actually cancer or a heart attack. You feel sick, you feeling sick, you fear something else. So you seek refuge with Allah, with His power, from whatever you feel and whatever you fear, 7 times. And he said, I did it, and the pain go away from me. No pain anymore. So you can see that the Prophet is teaching his companion. He can hold his hand to the chest of his companion and supplicate to Allah to make sure that the companion, his companion, to rely on him. But no, the Prophet teach him to do this. Do like this. By your own self. Means that why? Because he want to teach his companion to feel the nearness of Allah, and to make sure that the companion understood that between him and Allah there's no blockage. Between you and Allah, just ask. He will listen to you. Not only listening from his prophet, but only listening from all his believers. Nobody will pass. But like this day, like I said, people are still lifting out. This is wali, this is wali. This is the kutub of wali. Why do you have to parade them like that? If the person is good, whatever he do, between him and Allah. Whatever you do, is between you and Allah. You will not rely. You are not being saved by others. You being saved by your own deeds, not by others. You can ask people to supplicate to Allah for you. You feel that you are lazy in doing ibadah. You have the supplication that the Prophet taught you to say, Allahumma a'inni ala dhikrika wa syukrika wa husna ibadatik. Oh Allah, help me, a'inni, help me, ala dhikrika, to remember you, wa syukrika, and to be grateful towards you, wa husna ibadatika, and then to be good in worshipping you. You know that thing should be said after every prayer. That is the way. Maybe after you supplicate, you feel still doesn't have that feeling, you ask your friend to supplicate for you. It's okay. But to make sure that you have to pass somebody, no. By Arabic words, not really. Just say, oh Allah, I'm sick. Oh Allah, help me. Allah Ta'ala will listen to you. That's why Bakar bin Abdillah Muzani said, who is like you? Who is like you, oh son of Adam? Because you can enter every time, anytime you want, without any veil, without any translator between you and your Lord. Nobody is be given more, advantages like you, like the human, the son of Adam. فَيَا لَهَا مِن نِعْمَةٍ لَا يَعْرِفُ قَدْرُهَا إِلَّا الْمُوَفِّقُ. Oh, it is actually a blessing that will not knowing its value, except whoever been given by Allah righteousness. Allah Ta'ala put him at the right time, at the right place, or to supplicate. Means Allah Ta'ala inspire him to supplicate to Allah. Oh, people who are doing that really know their value. Wa illa alladhi yara ma waqa'a fi kathir min al-juhal muslimin. If not, then what is actually happening, what is actually fall into it, many of those who ignorant from among the Muslim, there is actually tawassul, that they making between them and Allah a means to get near to Allah, but not the meaning the bil awliya. If you are making yourself to be near to Allah, by your good deeds, or by saying the name of Allah, beautiful name of Allah, or asking people, some person to pray for you, to supplicate for you, it is permissible. This is the sunnah. But to make sure that you must go to that saint, he is the one that can supplicate to Allah for you. Bil awliya was salihin. And moreover, died saint, died pious person. They don't ask, like you meet somebody who is pious, alive, you ask him, is okay. But when the person died, for some people, they thought that because the saint died, he already be with Allah. So, is more near than he was alive. So, they supplicate on his grave, asking from the person inside the grave, oh, saint of Allah, help me, I have problem. Oh, saint of Allah, my son is sick, I want to go to examination, I don't know, I will pass. Oh Allah, that being done until today in Singapore. If you go to Singapore, there's a place called Makam Habib Noh, tomb of Habib Noh. This guy, people coming to his grave to ask their needs, saying there, oh, help me, oh, saint of Allah. The person is already died. Why should you supplicate to him? But this is the way that happening today. Like being said, Allah never stop you or making you to pass by somebody. But why do you making yourself passing that guy? Must pass that guy. Actually, this is the same as whatever being done by our Chinese brother, who is actually in Confucius or Taoism or even Buddhist. When they supplicate or they ask needs from the stone or from the object, or for the maybe some of it is actually big belly, one of it is actually a woman, Kuan Yin, one is a general of war. You know, when my friend being asked, my Chinese friend being asked by my Malay friend, why do you Chinese have many gods? Huh? Many gods. Why not just one? I said to him, what are you saying? So the Chinese brother said, it's okay. Why do you ask? Why do you have many gods? So this Chinese brother said, that is not God. That is our ancestors who are near to God. So we ask them, they will convey our needs to God. It's the same as the Muslim today going to the grave of the saint to ask their needs. Not a single mistake. Only that this one wearing kofiah and sarban, that one maybe wearing a short. That is only difference. Other than that, the way and the means is the same. It's not really. That's why even in Chinese people today, even in Malaysia, if you don't know that, some Muslim, some Malays are being worshipped by the Chinese. If you go to Kelang, Datuk Panglima Garang, Teluk Panglima Garang, that's actually they have the temple that is associated to that Datuk Panglima. The temple is like a mosque, and inside the mosque, and inside the temple, they have stones there actually wearing Malay attire, tanjak, keris, and everything. So they are worshipping because they said this person is so good, a good person. So a good person is near to God, and more near when they die. So we ask them after they die. That is happening, but some people doesn't really understand that. أو ظنهم أن الدعاء لا يقبل إلا من طريق الولي الفلاني أو سيد الفلاني. Or they are thinking, they doubt that prayers or supplication will not be accepted except from the way, through the way of that certain wali or certain sayyid, certain chief. The word sayyid can be chief or certain person that is in our society. Sayyid will be called upon people who actually have rank in Sufism Sufism as the chief of the Sufism sect. So only that guy can make your prayers to become heard by Allah. That is the problem. Wa idza tabayyana waqa'u hadhil qa'idati fa innaka satudriku anna hirmanil haqiqi lil 'abdi hina ma yuhramu turqul bab. And when this rule is actually being laid out, we already laid out about this rule, you will know that the real loss for a servant is actually when he was being stopped from knocking the door. You know, a person that doesn't supplicate to Allah, doesn't have any desire to ask Allah, that is the most lost. Because when you have the desire to ask Allah, it's like you are knocking the door. You know the door is there. Somebody inside the house. You want to enter the house or you want to ask something. From there, like when we are small, we're playing ball. Our ball enter the neighbor's house, or the shuttlecock happen to be on the top of the roof of our neighbor. So we know that the neighbor is there. So you should what you should do? You should go there and knock. You want to get your things, your belonging. So just knock. If you just stay there and looking at the door, I think the person is there. You know, yes, maybe it's there. Will he give us? You know, the dialogue, the conversation will go on, nothing will happen. But the first thing that he said here, the greatest loss is when a servant is stopped from knocking the door. You don't knock the door. That is the biggest loss. You don't start to knock the door. Because to lift out your hand, it's like you are knocking the door. Knocking the door from to Allah. Wa antunsiyahu nafsahu hadha sabil azim. And the greatest loss is his own self is making him to forget this great door, this great way of getting your needs from Allah. You forget about it. You know, sometimes when people are sick, you know that Allah Ta'ala is the one that will make you become healthy, to cure you. The real one that cure you is Allah. But rarely you can see that people supplicate to Allah, especially when the sickness is mysterious sickness, like maybe black magic, maybe something from the side of black magic. So people doesn't relate themselves to Allah. Doesn't wake up at the night, the last third of the night. The Allah Ta'ala said, Hal min sa'ilin fa'uti. Don't anybody want to ask, I want to give. Every night Allah Ta'ala is giving you this discount or proposal. One, come, ask me. But rarely people will say to you, go up, get out in the night, the last third of the night, during 2:30 to Fajar. At that time, supplicate to Allah. Rarely. The most people will say that, oh, we have problem. You know, there's a shaman in Kelang. He can help you. Then an Ustaz in Bangi. He can help you. Rarely people will say to you, get up at the last third of the night. Ask Allah. Ask Allah. Because He is the one that knowing you. Maybe after you ask Him, He will guide you to meet the person that can help you. But ask Him first. Because the supplication is the starting of everything. You know the Prophet SAW, our Prophet Muhammad SAW, he said, Ana da'watu Abi Ibrahim. I am the prayer, the supplication of my father Abraham. When you look into the Qur'an, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 127, when Allah said, Abraham and Ishmael, when they are building the Kaabah, they supplicate to Allah. Among the supplication, Rabbana wab'ath fihim, O our Lord, send unto them, the people of Mecca, Rasulan minhum, a messenger among them. Send unto them, a messenger among them. So the Prophet said, I am the prayer of I am the supplication of my father Abraham. I am the supplication. So from there, you should know that the supplication is the starting of everything. Jazakallah khairan. The supplication is the start for everything. So if you want some solution for your life, then start it with supplication. Then Allah Ta'ala will open it for you, or the other way. Kama qala Abu Hazim. Kama qala Abu Hazim, la ana min umna'a du'a akhwafu minni an umna al-ijabah. I am, verily I am more afraid to be stopped from doing supplication than I'm being stopped to be answered. What I ask. I am more afraid that Allah Ta'ala stop me from supplicate than from getting whatever I ask. He doesn't care about the answer. He care about supplication. Because the supplication means that your relationship with Allah is continuous. Continuous. You actually have the base, like a rocket. If you just, launch a rocket to the sky. If the rocket doesn't have any connection with the base, the central base, it will go away anywhere. You don't know what will happen to it. But if the guidance is still there, you went away, but your guide is still with you. You know where to go. You know which way for you to aim. So that is actually, like being said, you have your connection with your Lord. So the prayers, the supplication, like being said by Abu Hazim, I don't care about my prayer not being answered. I actually care about I'm not supplicating. If I'm being stopped by supplicating, is more afraid to me than I not been answered by Allah. Because we know that from what we just read before, that Allah Ta'ala is answering you is not that by one means. Maybe with preserving your prayer for the last day, or making you to be stopped any badness from happening to you. You see that I don't even get my prayer, but you maybe should be left without hearing or eyesight or health. But Allah Ta'ala is stopping that because of your supplication. So you should be thankful that Allah Ta'ala is listening to you. You don't know which one Allah Ta'ala give. Then Allah Ta'ala is the most knowing what is better for you. Yaqul Ibn Qayyim said, rahimahullah, وَقَدْ أَجْمَعَ الْعَارِفُونَ أَنَّ التَّوْفِيقَ أَلَّا يَكْلَكَ اللَّهُ إِلَى نَفْسِكَ. Those who knowing about the religion, they actually agreed. They agreed that the tawfiq to be right at the right time or the right place, that is tawfiq. When you ask Allah Ta'ala, you ask two things. Sometimes you say tawfiq wal hidayah. Hidayah is guidance. You know which is the right one for you to go. But the other one, tawfiq, Allah Ta'ala making you to go at the right place at the right time, to say the right word at the right time, is something that is actually you being channeled by Allah. That is tawfiq. That's why when you ask Allah, you ask two things: a tawfiq wal hidayah. It's actually, if you can understand this, like an analogy, you lost your way to go to some place. You met somebody by the side of the road. You say, brother, uncle, I want to go to this place, but I lost. So the uncle will say to you, you just go straight, and after that turn left, second left, and after that the first right. And he giving you a selection. That is actually, they call as hidayah, or call as hidayah irsyad. Hidayah, guidance by instruction. It is actually, we'll be having this, the prophet, the messengers, the ustaz, your guru, everybody is giving you guidance. You want to go or not is the other thing. And second one, the tawfiq, you lost your way, you met somebody, you say, uncle, I don't know how to go. He said, come, I take you there. These two situations. The second one, He take you inside his car and send you until the doorstep, the place that you want to go. That is tawfiq. So he said here that tawfiq means that Allah Ta'ala make you to have the best way, the right way, at the right time. Allah yaklakallahu ila nafsika. That Allah Ta'ala is not leaving you to your own self. That is the biggest tawfiq. When Allah Ta'ala is not letting you by your own self. Wa anil khudlana, and actually the abundantness, huwa an yukhalli bainaka wa baina nafsika. That Allah Ta'ala lefting you out by your own self. He not guiding you. He not channeling you to the right way. That is the biggest loss. That is the loss. فَإِذَا كَانَ كُلُّ خَيْرٍ فَأَصْلُهُ التَّوْفِيقِ. If every goodness is beginning is the tawfiq. Means that Allah Ta'ala is making you to be there, to meet somebody. Is it tawfiq? Is it so miraculous? If you really look into it, everybody got that. You know, you got that. Sometimes you are actually, you don't know which one is the right and the wrong. Then Allah Ta'ala send somebody to you to guide you, to give you the right instruction, to teach you. That is actually really a bliss from Allah. It's the best guidance from Allah. For you to just reading and thinking and moving by your own self, that is actually sometimes will make you not going anymore. You will feel that I'm tired. But if Allah Ta'ala making you to feel alive, feel healthy, to come to classes, and even Allah Ta'ala may make you to be friend with somebody that will come to the class. You don't go, he will call you. You said, I'm sick today, come, I take you. You know, it's something that actually will pushing you, even though you have many excuses, but Allah Ta'ala is making you to come. That is tawfiq. So he says here, if every goodness is beginning is the tawfiq, وَهُوَ بِيَدِ اللَّهِ لَا بِيَدِ الْعَبْدِ, and it is in the hand of Allah, not in the hand of the servant. فَمِفْتَاهُهُ الدُّعَى, then its key is the supplication. Because it is not in your hand, not in your father's hand, not in your guru's hand, but in the hand of Allah. So the key for you to get the tawfiq is by supplication. You ask from Allah. Because the tawfiq is in the hand of Allah. فَمِفْتَاهُ الدُّعَى وَافْتِقَارِ, and also to feel so needing towards Allah. وَسِرْكِ اللَّجَئِ, and also to be right in returning to Allah. Truthful in returning to Allah. وَالرَّغْبَةِ وَالرَّهْبَةِ إِلَيْهِ, and to feel really wanting, and also to feel fear towards Allah. That is the key. فَمَتَى أُعْطِيَ الْعَبْدُ أَعْطَى الْعَبْدَ هَذَا الْمِفْتَاحَ فَقَدْ أَرَى أَنْ يَفْتَحَ لَهُ. If Allah give the key to the servant, means that He want to open the door for the servant. Because when He inspire you to supplicate, means that He want to give you whatever you supplicate. He inspired you. وَمَتَى أَضَلَّهُ عَنِ الْمِفْتَاحِ, and whenever Allah make him lost from the key, بَقِيَ الْبَابُ الْخَيْرِ مُرْتَجًّا دُونَهُ, then the door of the goodness is still shut in front of the servant. قال أمير المؤمنين Umar bin Khattab, one of the caliphs of the Prophet ﷺ, one of the best companion of the Prophet, he said, Inni la ahmilu hammal ijabati. I don't carry the worry of the answer from Allah. Walakin ahmilu hammad du'a, but I bear the worry about supplication. If you don't supplicate to Allah, you have to be worried. Why? Why didn't I ask Allah? I know my need is there. Why didn't I supplicate to Allah? Why? You have to be worried. Maybe Allah is stopping you from asking Him. There's something there. So he said, فَإِذَا أُلْهِمْتُ الدُّعَى, if I being inspired to supplicate to Allah, فَإِنَّ الْإِجَابَةَ مَعَهُ, means that the answer is just beside it. Just beside the dua. So really think about to supplicate more and more to Allah. Okay? وَعَلَى قَدْرِ نِيَّةِ الْعَبْدِ وَهِمَّتِهِ وَمُرَادِهِ وَرَغْبَتِهِ فِي ذَلِكَ, and as the value of the intention of the servant, his worry, his wanting inside, what he want, his desire. Fi dhalika, on that things, yakunu tawfiquhu subhanahu wa i'anatuhu, and will happen the tawfiq from Allah for him, and also his help. Fal ma'unatu min Allah tanzilu al-abdi al-ibadi ala qadri himmamihim. So the help from Allah will send down, will be descend to the servant ala qadri himmamihim, at the value, according to the value of their worries. The more you worry about something, Allah Ta'ala will, the more you will supplicate, the more that Allah Ta'ala will listen to you. The more you just neglect, you want it, maybe not. Then it's actually nothing there. Because you have to have wholeheartedly ask Allah whatever you want. Ala qadri himamihim wa sabatihim, and they are steadfast, and also raghbatihi wa rahbatihim, their desire and their fear towards Allah, that then the help will descend to them. Wal khudlanu, then abandonness, yanzilu alaihim ala hasbi dhalika, the abandonness from Allah will send down to them also according to that things, their intention, their desire, their worry, that is will be the value of whatever Allah sent to them. Wama utiya man utiya, wama utiya man utiya, and not given whoever been given, illa min kibali idha'ati syukri, except because first from he actually neglect to be grateful to Allah, to thank Allah. That is the first thing. You know, you get things from Allah, so many, but how much that you thankful to Allah, be thankful to Allah. You thank Allah, how much? Because like Allah said in the Quran, la in syakartum la azidannakum, if you thankful to me, I will add up to you, I will give more. So how can you get more if you forgetting to thank Allah? Okay. Wa himal iftiqar wa du'a, and also because abandon to neglect, feeling needy towards Allah and supplicating towards Allah. Wala dhafara man dhafara, and will not be successful whoever will successful bimasyiatillahi wa aunihi, because of the one, because Allah Ta'ala wanted it and because of his help, illa biqiyamihi bisyukri, except for the servant to lift up its thankful towards Allah, syukur, wa sidqil iftiqar, and also truthful in his feeling needy towards Allah, and also what du'a, and also his supplication towards Allah. Wa minal ma'anil muhimmati, from among the important meaning, allati yambaghi an yastahdirha al-abdu, that the servant must make it present. Wa huwa fi maqami du'a, when he actually in the state of du'a. What things that he must understand? Ma asyara ila Imam Abu Sulaiman al-Khattabi, what being pointed out by Imam Abu Sulaiman al-Khattabi rahimahullah. Wa huwa yatahaddatsu an al-hikmati wal mashru'iyyati ad-du'a, when he was actually talking about the wisdom from the syar'iyyah, means that the legalness of dua, means that Allah Ta'ala make it legal for you to ask him, and it's actually encouraging to ask him. Why? Because like I said, Allah Ta'ala knows everything. Some people said Allah Ta'ala know what best, then why didn't he just give me that? Why didn't he give me that? He know what best for me. He most loving. Why does he want me to supplicate, to ask him? Why? So Imam Abu Sulaiman al-Khattabi tried to explain why Allah Ta'ala making supplicate towards him as a thing that you must do. Why? Even though he is knowing everything, you don't ask, he will give you. Sometimes like oxygen. Do you ask for oxygen from Allah? No. Your body, your heart to beat, to be pumping. Do you ask from Allah? No. But he is giving you without you asking. Many things being given to you by Allah, but without you asking. So the problem will come. Then why doesn't he give everything without asking? So he tried to make us understand. Fayaqulu, he said, وَقَدْ قَضَى اللَّهُ سُبْحَانَهُ أَنْ يَكُونَ الْعَبْدُ مُمْتَحَنًا وَمُسْتَعْمَلًا. It's actually being ruled by Allah, that the servant become tested. You know, you are being tested, being trial by Allah. وَمُسْتَعْمَلًا. And also being given everything for you to use. Musta'mal. Wa mu'allaqan bain raja wal khauf. And also being hanged between wanting and fearing. You know, you want from Allah, you know that you need from Allah. So the feeling of wanting whatever from Allah must be there. At the same time, you must have the fear, because your relationship with Allah is between creator and creation, not brother-in-law and father-in-law. No, not your stepfather. You must really think about that, because some people thinking about Allah is so loving. You do everything, Allah Ta'ala will forgive you. Don't care about that. Don't repent to Allah. Allah will save you. You know, this type of thinking making people to do sin more and more. Because of that, when you have a relationship with Allah, it is actually between two things: al-khawf, fear, and ar-raja, hope. You have to have your hope, but also you have to have your fear. He said, "Alladaini huma madrajatan al-ubudiyah." That fear and hope, a desire, wanting towards Allah, and fear towards Allah, is madrajatan, is two steps of al-ubudiyah, the act of worship. Yeah. Liyastakhrija minhu bidzalika al-wazaif al-mudarubati alayhi. Why Allah Ta'ala making you to supplicate? Because He want to take out from the servant with that task, the task of supplication that He make for you to do it to Him. Allati hiya simatu kulil abdi. And by that task, you know, the sign of servant of Allah will become clear. You know that you are a servant of Allah. You are actually relying on Allah. You cannot do anything without Allah. Then the sign of a servant will be on you. If not, then you become king. I don't care whoever created me. So how? That's why Allah Ta'ala making you to supplicate. Wanisbatu kullu marbubin wa mudabbarin. And it's actually from among the symbol or the checkpoint, the checkpoint for everyone that is actually being taken care of and being governed. You know, you are being governed by Allah. Sometimes you don't really look into it. During your first the creation of your body, or your creation inside the womb of your mother, you know that your position, the position of your eyes, of your nose, your mother didn't dictate it. Your color, either you are actually light in color or black, your curly hair or your straight hair, your color of your eyes, the possibility of you to have diabetes, the possibility of you to have heart attack, all of it is actually inside your chromosome, your genetic. Your mother cannot dictate everything. So during that time, you can see that you are really being governed by Allah. All the blueprint is there. But sadly, after you arrive at the adult age, you start to forget the governing of Allah upon you. Even the governing of Allah upon all the system in this universe, you forget about it. So supplication will lighten up again yourself as a servant of Allah, one that being governed by Allah, not by your own self. Okay. Wa min hidayati hadil qa'idati al-muta'alliqati bi siyaqiha. And for among the guidance of this rule that is related to its It's lines of that in the Quran. Because like I said, our rule taken out from Surah Al-Baqarah, number 186. While Allah Ta'ala is talking in the lines of fasting. The topic was about fasting. Suddenly, an ayah came talking about our nearness towards Allah. And Allah Ta'ala told us to ask from Him. Ask. Ud'uni astajib lakum. Ask me. I will answer. Ujibu da'wata idza da'an. So, for the first ayat, 183, 84, 85, and 87, all of it is about fasting. Except this one ayah. He say here, min hidayati hadhil qa'idati, istihbabu du'a indal fitri fi Ramadan wa ghairihi. It's actually encouragement of supplication during breaking fast. In Ramadan or outside Ramadan. In Ramadan or outside Ramadan. وَهَذَا مَا يَدُلُّ عَلَيْهِ ظَاهِرُ الْقُرْآنِ. And it is what being shown by the clear appearance of the Quran. Means that from if you recite it, it's clear, it's saying that directly. You don't have to see inside that words. وَفِعْلِ السَّلَفِ, and also being known by the doing of the Salaf. Those who came from the companion of Prophet, from the Tabi'in and Tabi'in. It's called Salaf. وَفِي سُنَّةِ مَرْفُوعَةِ أَحَادِيثٌ لَا تَخْلُو مِنْ مَقَالٍ. But inside the Sunnah, there are hadith that is actually being lifted up to the Prophet, but none of it have a clear, without any saying upon it. All of it being commented, being criticized. وَلَكِنْ هَا أَنْتَ تَرَى. But now you are looking. ظَاهِرُ الْقُرْآنِ يَعْدِدُهَا. That the clear meaning of the Quran is actually helping the meaning about if you break your fast, before breaking your fast, supplicate to Allah. That's the saying of the Prophet. The Prophet said, لِلصَّائِمِ عِنْدَ فِطْرِهِ دَعْوَةٌ لَا تُرَدْ. For the person who fasts during his breaking fast, there's one dua will not be rejected. So here in this this ayah is actually giving you that sign. He said why? He said, وَجْهُ دَلَالَةِ مِنَ الْآيَةِ عَلَى هَذَا الْمَعْنَى. And the side of the meaning from the ayah of giving you during breaking your fast is that Allah Ta'ala is mentioning this ayah, ayatul dua, 186. Bu'aidata ayatul siyam wa qubayla bu'aidata ayatul siyam wa qubayla ayatul ibahatil rafsi. It's actually just after the obligation of fasting, 185. Faman syahida minkum syahra falyasum. Whoever witness among you, attending among you the month of Ramadan, falyasumhu. He must fast it. That is the ayah 185. Our ayah 186. And after it is actually Qubayla ibahat rafsi fi layl Ramadan. Is the ayah concerning permission to say vulgar words during the night of Ramadan. Meaning the vulgar words during Ramadan is actually the saying between the husband and wife. When Allah Ta'ala sent the obligation of Ramadan to the companion, they are fasting during the day. Suddenly, some of them make an oath that they will not touch their wife at night. I am fasting in the day, or not do anything with my wife at night. Then suddenly, many of them broke their oath. They broke their oath, and they're doing their actually it's permissible. Allah didn't say anything. They themselves promising by themselves to Allah will not touch their wife at night. But suddenly, one after another start to having actually it's permissible, but they forbidding it by their own self. So Allah Ta'ala send the ayah number 187. Uhilla lakum lailatas siyami rafathu ila nisaikum. It is permissible for you on the night of the fasting to say words, like I say, vulgar words to your wife. I mean, words that making you having intercourse with them. Hunna libasul lakum wa antum libasul lahun. They are clothing, your clothing, and you are their clothing. You are using each other. You wear them, they wear you. So Allah Ta'ala is actually giving permissible for the night of Ramadan. You know, this is the ayah of obligation of Ramadan. This is the ayah of dua. This is the ayah of what is the night of Ramadan. You know, the night of Ramadan, you break your fast. So before breaking your fast, this is the place where being put there, the ayah of dua. The ayah of dua. It really is so fine. The situation is so fine. You thinking about it. This is obligation. This is the dua. This is the permissible of whatever in the night of Ramadan. See? The dua is put there between the day and the night. So during your breaking your fast, is actually encouraged for you to pray to Allah, to ask from Allah anything you want. But some of our scholars said to have your manners with Allah, being said by the Prophet, you ask only one thing. Da'watun. You want another thing? Tomorrow. You want another thing? The third day. So, and on that particular day, ask just one thing. Sometimes we ask so long, you know, things like this. You, even if you ask many things, you may forgot that Allah Ta'ala already answered. Maybe 10, from 10, Allah Ta'ala already giving you 4 or 7. Maybe He didn't give you 3 of your whatever you ask. So you start to think that it's not given by Allah. But Allah Ta'ala give you more, actually. That's why when you want to ask, during your breaking fast, some of the scholars said, ask only one thing. Da'watun. One prayer, one supplication, la turat, will not be stopped, will not be rejected by Allah. So he said here, Qala Ibn Kathir said, في ذكره تعالى وفي ذكره تعالى هذه الآية الباعثة على الدعاء. And from the mentioning of Allah, this ayah number 186. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي, when servant asks you about me, فَإِنِّي قَرِيب, I am near. Al-ba'ithati al-du'a, that is actually encouraging for to supplicate to Allah. Mutakhallatan bain al-ahkam as-siyam, is actually being inserted inside the ruling of fasting. You know, everything about fasting except this one. Irshadun ila ijtihadi fi du'a inda ikmal al-iddati. It is actually a guidance to be earnestly, to be striving in supplication during perfection or finishing the duration. You know, you finishing your duration of your fasting daily. You know, daily. So you finish your fasting, then supplicate to Allah. Bal inda kulli fitrin, or in the last of Ramadan. The last of Ramadan, you complete your 30 days, then you supplicate. Or every day, during every fast, like being said by Ibn Kathir. Fama ajmal al-abdu wa huwa yuzhiru faqrahu. It is so beautiful that the servant exposing or showing his neediness towards Allah, wa ubudiyatihi, and also his act of worship, bidu'a'i maulahu, by supplicating to his Lord, wal inkisar baina yaday khaliqihi wa raziqihi, and to feel helpless in front of his creator and the one that giving him provision, raziqihi, wa man nasiyatuhu biyadihi, and also the one that his frontal lobe is in his hand. You said that your frontal lobe, your emotion and behavior is here. So your character is here. So Allah Ta'ala is controlling you from your character. So because of that, the supplication is something that you really need. May Allah Ta'ala guide you. That even the Prophet said that. At his prayer in the night, when he was doing the salah, he said, Allah mahdini li ahsan akhlaq. Oh Allah, guide me to the best akhlaq. The best akhlaq, the best manners. فَإِنُّ لَهِنِي لِأَحْسَنِهَا إِلَّا أَنْتِ. Because never will guide me to the best of akhlaq except you. وَقِنِي شَرَّهَا, and protect me from the badness of akhlaq, the bad of manners. فإنه لا يقيني شرها إلا أنت, because will never ever protect me from the badness of akhlaq except you. You know, you want to be a better person, ask Allah. Allah Ta'ala is listening for you. وَمَا أَسْعَدَهُ حِينَمَا يَبْتَهِلُ أَوْقَاتِ الْإِجَابَةِ لِيُنَاجِي رَبَّهُ. And he is actually so peaceful and becoming the most person that is actually having everything when he is actually asking. He actually asking during the time of answering from Allah, like the last third of the night, after prayer, during rain, everything is actually something that is actually so peaceful for him. Liyunaji Rabbah, for him to whisper to his Lord. وَيَسْأَلُهُ مِنْ وَاسِعِ فَضْلِهِ, and asking him from the vastness of his advantages, fi khairai dunya, in the goodness of dunya and akhirah, and last day. Nas'alullah an yarzuqana sidqal laja'i ilayhi. We ask Allah Ta'ala, may He give us the truthful return to Him, truthful in return to Him. Wal intirahi bayna yadayhi, and that we lay down our self in front of Him. Wa kamal tadarru'i lah, and the perfectness of praying and say begging to Him. Wa quwwat tawakkuli alayh, and the strength of relying upon Him. Wa an la yukhiba raja'ana fih, and may Allah Ta'ala will not disappointed our hope in it. Wa la yaruddana khaibin, and He will not reject us to become those who lost. Bisabi dhunubina wa taksirina, because of our sin and our lack in our doing. Allah Ta'ala give us that. Amin. Alhamdulillah, we finished that for the 35th rule. Inshallah, we'll continue next week for the 36th rule of Al-Quran about soul and life. It really guiding. Actually, this book is quite good because it guides you to have rules that if you just understand the rule, you become the most happy person in this world. Happy person in this world. You know what about surrounding you. You know how to face any difficulties in your life. Inshallah. Any question? Alhamdulillah. So we stop here. Question there. We stop here, inshallah. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.